Hello, storytellers. It's Storytelling Ron. I'm here to talk about just an update, goofy video, me blabbing, no editing, no script. Okay, so let me go to the website and show you what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to a convention starting today, June 15th, right this afternoon. I got to get things ready. I'm kind of tired. I went to a graduation in Kansas. I've been having detox, carnivore diet issues. Been going through that. Total suffering for like a month. It's been 3 months now. I'm getting better, but I'm still like don't got myself. I have not returned yet. I think my brain's getting less foggy though, so that's nice. Still got some little flare ups. It's really bugging me, but I'm getting better. Whatever. Okay. Then I had a graduation in Kansas for my son-in-law, and then had to go there to do that, and that was exhausting, and I was in a lot of pain, physical pain, and then had the NRB, which I didn't sell anything, so it was a life event for me. It was a total failure, but at least not total failure, but at least I tried. I did my best. I gave it. I'm clear now. I'm fine. I did my best. I pitched to everyone there. I pitched to PureFlix, pitched to Angel crowdfunding thing. I pitched to anyone that came by the booth. So I'm good. I didn't get anything. So no one was interested in putting this show on their thing. So I know, and I'm not to worry. I did the best I could. So I'm fine with that. I'm clear conscience. I'm not concerned about it anymore. I put a lot of money, thousands and thousands of dollars into doing it. So just so you all know, but I'm just now, so I'm done with putting tons of money into this. And I'm going to just do this YouTube, Kickstarters, small little things. And hopefully this will help some of you. I enjoy it so much. I enjoy playing this more than, and I remember I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons and all kinds of role-playing games for 45 years, and this one to me is more liberating than any of those, and I'm really happy with it and going to continue. So, okay, so I am doing a convention though. I had scheduled this one, so I'm just exhausted. I had my daughter's wedding, and that was exhausting. And I'm constantly in fear of inflammations because they're popping up. For 3 months, I've been having a daisy chain reaction of, it's so weird. One will go away, and then a new one will pop up. And that has been consistent for 3 months. But they're less and less in severity. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that, anyway. Okay. So, convention today, starting today for a couple days here at the Homeschool convention. And I just put this quick little link up for the heck of it on my website. And I just really want to push the $40 annual access, to you guys, because it's going to have the Apostles of the Apocalypse, Christians in Space, and it's going to have more adventures. I've been reading a lot about firsthand accounts of the Dark Ages, and it's, I've got a lot of ideas for great adventures, that you could do, but you could also do freeform or, laissez-faire. You can do more of a tone it down type of thing where they're just adventuring and encountering things and just doing good works. And by any good works, like Dungeons and Dragons or any other role-playing game, by any good works, you then want to plant a church and get the people to not worship these beasts and all that. But you could simplify the adventures so that they're more akin to a role-playing game as opposed to like a real investigative missionary Christian thing with like kind of Inquisitors type of style. But it's all the same. The only difference is that we're actually going in to save souls, not just save the village, and not just in regular role playing games, you don't really change people's minds. You just rescue them, and that's it. And you get a reward, and then you move on. But in this one, you rescue them, but you also rescue them from their compliance to beasts and monsters and demons and tyrannies, and get them to free them from that and get them to worship the one and true God. Yeah, I'm babbling. Okay, so I had a lot of fun doing these. Let me go to first the free area. So obviously there's some videos here. They're all just like me babbling on about how I love the game and how to run it. And here's the free site and you have to sign up as a member. But again, the only concern you might have with being a member is I'm going to send you a newsletter every 6 months. I'm terrible at sending newsletters. I got to probably do it a little more often. Okay, so this is the full rules. The starter kit has a couple of I don't even know what it has in it. I have to remember what I did. This one's a DM screen. The starter kit has another basic adventure in it. That's I think an add-on to the rules. The rules have an adventure at the back, but the starter kit has a little bit more. I think some characters in it too. Yeah, it has characters in it too. Pre-made characters. Token like examples. Tokens and map pieces. This is a big file. This has a ton of stuff that you can print out and cut out, and I'll show you those here in a sec. This is for if you're using Foundry or whatever. They're web files, web whatever. The really optimized. The fillable character sheet. That's a simple one there, PDF, and kid-friendly starter kit. The kid-friendly starter kit is to help you with kids and to give the kids a couple of sheets of reference for weapons and gear and what they can do. And it simplifies the faith blessings that they can do. And I'm thinking too of doing even simpler or adding another simple thing where if you've got little kids, you could just give them dice or coins or M&Ms or whatever. I wouldn't give them M&Ms. That's too much sugar. But you can give them these and say, you got 6 of these for the battle or the encounter. And so they can then give those out to others to bless them, which are dice, like this is a D4. Give them like a D4, although this is kind of painful. You might want to give them those new, cool, simpler ones. But you give them a D4 and then they can hand those out for their blessings and protections for other people to add to their rolls. Or they can give it to you to penalize your character's roll. You can do simple stuff like that for the little kids. And I do recommend dads playing this with your kids. Come on. For the Lord, man. They can start evangelizing in the game and discerning what paganism is in the game. And that's really what this is all about. Getting your kids to be discerning when it comes to paganism and you can use modern day lessons to affect them. So let's go to the annual. So as soon as you pay $40, you get the full year. What the heck is this? I know I got a secret link here. I forgot what it is. Oh, the groups. You can talk in the groups. Yeah. So I'm trying. I haven't done anything, but if anyone wants to talk in the groups, they can for it. I've got so many like Discord. I'm trying to do Discord because I figured I'm trying to be active on Discord, but and YouTube and that's it. YouTube, Discord, and then emails. Okay, so this is the $40 annual page, and this here is a playtest video page. This is where I'm kind of do my playtests, and they're kind of goofier, and this one was really good. It doesn't have an ending because we didn't finish it, but it was really good playtesting. Really helped me to get the apocalypse thing going. The Christians of Space, I have actually a lot of them. I just haven't put them on here. I need to do that. But just play testing, kind of goofy stuff there. But they're there just for you guys that want to watch that kind of stuff and see what I went through. So Legacy of Lock de Lagano is a campaign book. This is an additional adventures for the Dark Ages, plus updated tokens to overwrite the free version. So just copy that into the tokens. I don't have the printables. I need to do that. Yeah. Remind me if I haven't done it yet. But there are updated printables as well. I need to put that on here. Apostles of the Apop. So this is the actual game right here, the PDF, and I'll be doing a Kickstarter for that pretty soon. And then the tokens for that, and I haven't done the printables either, so I need to do the printables. And this one works with a hex crawl, which is really cool. I really like it. So they go exploring around the hexes, and then you got to create, with using the guide, you can roll dice and you can set up your own fun little, what's going on in that hex. What is it? Just beasts? Is it a suffering tribe? Is it a gang of roving mutants? And in this one, you can do all kinds of monsters, like actual because it's all mutated, gamma world, radioactive. So that's kind of where I allow monsters to happen, and not in the Dark Ages. Although I plan on doing some Dark Ages where you do have a little more demonic and dark and crazier, but I want them to be separate settings than the Dark Ages one that I have here, because I want kids, especially young kids and families, to play the regular Dark Ages one, and then when you get to teens or whatever, they can start playing a little darker, fantastical one. Still same premise though. You're a missionary, you're an evangelist. You know, I do want a Crusader. I'm gonna do a Crusaders one. I want to do one where the British fight slavery along the coast. I want to do a pirate Caribbean one and a conquistador one. See, I'm crazy. I want to do these, man. These are, I would be love to play like a conquistador going around in South America and fighting all the type of like lizard, reptilian, cult tribes, velociraptors, cult tribes, cannibals, for crying out loud. All pagans, man. All freaking pagans. In the Catholic Church, you know, this is at the height of the Catholic, conquistadors. But I got a book on that I'm reading, and that one's the Mayans and the Aztecs are brutally horrific what they did to each other, human sacrifice. So that one's going to be R-rated for sure. But I want to do it. Apocalypto stuff, man. Apocalypto stuff. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome. Or it is going to be awesome. I'm going to do it. So it's just now that I'm freed from the NRB or from selling a show, I'm going to be focusing on the games, the settings. And once I get the settings sort of done, if anyone wants to add to them, like homebrew or add any kind of stuff, just contact me. I mean, you got to be of the faith. You got to be a Christian. You got to be certain other tenets that I'm going to adhere to. No pronouns, male, female, all kinds of, there's certain things I want to have as tenets. And then if that's the case and you accept that, pastors can only be men. I'm delineating what kind of Christian I am, a Christian Science. If you're those sort of things, if you believe in that, then in the inerrancy of the Bible, blah, 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 you can create your own settings and sell them, work with me, whatever. I would like 10%. I think that's what I do. I want 10%, really just to pay for the website, help pay for the website, because it's pretty expensive to run this website. So that kind of thing. But I don't even have a business plan or business. I'm just trying to go along here, and I'm in debt for sure, but it's a ministry and a business. So both things. Okay. So the space one is a blast, laser blast. And check this out. You are actually in the game, you actually create a spacecraft using the modular pieces. And so there's boarding fights. And even when you're fighting a space battle, you have to run around on this ship. If something gets damaged, if you forgot to bring rockets to the rocket launcher, if you got to go fix something, you're running around, and while you're getting shot or shooting back or whatever. And they got a shuttle here. This is for the planet landing on planets. These are all the different compartments, and every one of them matters, and you have to go fix them. And this is just a version of this as a little icon that I use for the information, because this is just tiles, and then this here has all the info, the stats of the ship. So I open that up like a token. And then check out the different kinds of races. They're all mutants, created by the engineers, the mad scientists from humans. So genetic modified. This makes way more sense than Star Wars or Star Trek with evolution or whatever. Think about it. And this is what I want to get on to you Christians and your families and your kids, that evolution is a crock, doesn't make any sense. And even in the sense of when we want to tell stories in space and sci-fi stories and all that, none of what they do, none of what they say makes sense with evolution. Yet it totally makes sense with genetically modified humans, where we terraform planets and then we put all these different races, we genetically modify humans in this grotesque way to create all these whacked out, crazy humanoids, alienoids or humanoids or whatever you want to call them. And so that's where we're at with this. Again, way more sense than Star Wars and Star Trek. They all evolved separately on different planets, yet they all have humanoid features and talk like humanoids and think like humanoids and have feelings like humanoids, for crying out loud. But these all do. So, but they're also even messed up. Some of them are not savable because they're not human. They're so genetically whacked that they're just monsters. Basically, they don't have the, they're not soulable. They can't be filled with a soul, but some can, some are. And God's still in control. Okay. So this is the Obviously the Apostles is downloadable, but I don't have it. Crusader of Space downloadable yet. The game is done, pretty much done. You know, obviously there's always going to be refinements forever and ever, but the game is pretty much done. I just need to clean it up. I need to clean up the file. I haven't gotten around to doing that, and just focus on cleaning, you know, getting it all sort of organized better, because I was throwing stuff around and all that. But and the other issue is I want to build out the galaxy, the universe, a little bit, so that there's major factors there that are on there, and then the rest, you know, you can homebrew based off of that. Okay, what else? And then I just want to show that how much fun this really is. So this is one of the finales of one of the shows, but I want to show you how, you know, you can create your own crypts and tombs with traps. There was for this one, there was a little knocked over, beautiful looking, I don't remember what I told them, chalice. And if they picked it up, no, and none of them did, but if they did, there was a wire underneath it, and then that would drop this huge boulder here down on them. And I wrote it here, boulder, D12 plus D12. That's a lot of damage. When you have 2 dice on the damage, that's terrifying. TR, that's a trial rating of 18 to have damage. So they had to beat an 18 to dodge it. You know, and they could use aggression, they could use awareness, they could use even their intellect. Like, I let them use whichever stat they want to use, you know, like ability score, to save based on how they describe it. Like, if they use their intellect, I smartly, you know, avoid it by trying to angle myself, you know, physics with the physics of, you know, whatever. I don't care, as long as they be descriptive about it. I let them use whichever one they want. Aggression, you know, I jump out of the way. Awareness, I awarely, you know, slink into a tiny little corner of the corridor to avoid the ball as it rolls over me. That kind of stuff is, any of those are fine to beat that TR-18. See, that's how open this game is. You're not stuck with, oh, what do I have for that? Only that, you know. I want you to describe how your strongest stat could help you to resist something. And so, but they never pulled it. They looked, they investigated, they did an awareness check and found the wire. They saw the wire, so they avoided that. And this is obviously in the ceiling above, and I just described that to them when I revealed it. And that's the cool thing about this. When you can, this is, you know, you can put this down on a piece of, you can cut these out, have your kids cut them out. And then as you play the game, you put these down, because I hide them, you know, and then when they go to that area, I reveal it. And same on a table, and same with this, you know, when they see the shaft of light coming down, they see that there's a top. And if they crawled up there, they got up there, they could have had a shortcut to another route, but they never went that way. They ended up, as you can see here, and there's a trap here, see? So hide that. So they were coming along, and the trap got rid. And this was not here. This was hidden. So they came to here. They were over here, and then they saw the cauldron back there, and they were going to go check it out. But there was a trap here. They rolled and found it. Spike trap that was hidden. And then once they got close enough, they saw that there was behind it. I don't remember how they found it or whatever, but that there was a cave back behind it. And see, that's the pit trap stats right there for this trap right here. So most of what I have is like, I type it on here, so I just don't have to look at a book or anything. I just look on here for it. And then they went all the way around this way. They went in here to check out this. I didn't want, because of the timing of the game, I could have put like a lion in here, cave bear, but because of the timing of the show, I cut out all that and let them just quickly discover, you know, go through here, discover the roundabout way to go. Because this guy was down here guarding, or he was here, I think, and he was going to come out and guard this area. But they managed to go through here, and this is them blocking the area with furniture. They did a lot of cool stuff to beat the sorcerer and the lion. The lion was very dangerous. Let me show you his stats. Aggression 6, that's like strength 6. You know, awareness 2, defense 14. Plus he has not a high D save and a vigor of 12, so you know, 12 hit points. But he had plus 6 claws, and then he has a double damage D8 D4, because most weapons and all, and you know, just do 1 hit die like D8 or D10, but they don't do 2. But the D4 here is because he's such a, you know, lions are quite vicious. He could do a speed. Speed means these are the extra abilities. So speed is just really fast. So if they try to run away, he's going to beat them. Brute is what this D4 is up here, and knockdown is obviously it's an extra rule if they got to save against whatever a TR12 or whatever number I want to just come up with on the fly. If he successfully hits him, he can knock him down. And and if he does knock him down, he gets a free bite. So mauling on them. Charge plus D4. So if I feel like the lion gets enough range to charge him, I'll give him a plus D4, which will add plus 6 plus D4 to the claw attack. Stealth. So if he's running around and he has a roar, so he could roar and scare them all, and they're at minus D6. And I decided to take out duration for most of these. Like you have fear for 5 rounds, or you have whatever. And just when they prove, role play and prove that they have gotten over the fear, or something has changed to get them over the fear, or they're hey, the lion ran away after we shot it, so can I get my fear gone? I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Your fear is gone. So it's kind of like that now, and that's a lot more fun to me. But what they did, this is a fire. They used torches and fire to keep the lion at bay as they dealt with this guy and this guy, and I was like, that makes sense to me. The lion is not going to come at you if you got a bunch of fire. And then they just shot at it and took it, and finally defeated it. So it never really got to attack them a little bit, but I and the sorcerer, they beat the sorcerer pretty quick too. I was kind of bummed out, but hey, they played it really well. This is like D&D, man. And this guy, and I would have, and in a regular game, I probably say I had some of these guys as pets I was thinking about, or they could have been over in the cave. There could have been some more treasures. But again, for the show, I streamlined it and made it more efficient. But see, you can create all your own little dungeons. You can create, I'm trying to convince you that Four Lord RPG is just as fun as any role-playing game out there. It's actually more fun because of what I just said. You have the freedom to decide things like this, how you resist or save. You have the freedom to decide the duration of things. You have the freedom to have abilities on different creatures, or the same creature, different abilities, as you kind of make them and simplify it down. The game flow is fun. They can come up with whatever. They describe things. You can have tombs, you can have dungeons, and they're fighting for the Lord. So there's a lot of fun and cool, like planning churches and oh my gosh, and saving people. And I didn't know about that. It's a lot of fun. I'm just trying to convince you that this game is worth it. And I need people like you, grand ministers, GMs, to come in to join with me and play this game and play it with your friends and your family. This is a ministry. It's a business. But I don't know I'm not a businessman, so I don't know how that works. And ministry, I don't know how ministry works either. I mean, I go to church, but I've never been doing a ministry. But I'm slowly over this last year realizing that this is a ministry in the RPG culture, and we need a game like this. We need a game where you evangelize in a game. You're an actual Christian. Your character is actually doing what Christians did in the past, are doing today, and the pagans have erased that from RPGs. They've erased that from the fantasy genre, and I'm ticked off now because I'm realizing it. And as I'm reading the personal firsthand accounts of missionaries in the day, they were the ones building this fantasy genre, this Dark Ages genre, the medieval genre that we know today. And we are letting go of it. We are erasing it because we are ignoring that Christians were a huge part, the victorious part of the fantasy genre, the victorious part of the medieval genre or history. And fantasy to me is history because it's a part of, throughout medieval history, there was fantasy everywhere. All in it. There were dragons, there were elves, giants, all of that was a part of the psychosis of the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages of medieval Europe. And we Christians are letting go of that like idiots. I mean, me too. We are letting go of that, and we need to take it back. And we need to rebuke pagans and look at what they're doing today. They're drawing kids into role-playing games and controlling them, brainwashing them, and we're letting them because we're not in it. Everybody, there are all of us, many of us want to tell stories, and we want to tell stories in a fellowship. And And we Christians are denying that because we're not doing this. Okay? You know what I'm talking about? You must please comment, share, help me with this. Become part of it. Become an owner in it. I'm old and tired. I don't care anymore about whatever. I just want this. I want it to be more of a ministry than a business anyway. My life is I'm blessed in my life. So I just want this to help you, especially you younger dads with your younger kids. So, and you younger dads who want to play or GM or DM, and you don't have a way of doing it with your kids, except by luring them into the pagan stuff. That's the only option you have. I could do another video on that. The only option you dads have is to bring your kids into the pagan crap. Well, I'm giving you an option now that you can now bring them into Christ, into For the Lord, a game where they learn about your faith, our faith, and play it out. Play it out as Christians. And you get to be the pagans. You get to be the mean pagans and test their metal, sharpen their iron. I mean, as kids and as your sons and daughters, the ones that are being lured away with Dungeons and Dragons into that pronoun world. Anyway. Yeah, I could just keep going on and on, but I better stop. Okay. I'm going to do another video on that. So, anyway, For the Lord RPG, in the game of life, remember, roll holy dice.